down here. Ratway Vaults. Whoa. So that's how he got in there. He had a second door. He had a secret tunnel coming back into their vaults. Well, how about that? Isn't Mercer something special? Let's head on into the cistern. Brynjolf is gonna love this. Down, boys. All right.
We've scoured the town and I've spoken to every contact we have left. No sign of Mercer. Any luck on your end?
You could call that something, yeah?
Shore's beard. He's going after the eyes of the Falmer? That was Gallus's pet project. If he gets his hands on them, you can be certain he'll be gone for good and set up for life.
May it be a short one.
Agreed. He's taken everything the guild has left, and to go after one of the last greatest heists is just an insult. I've spoken to Carlia and made amends for how the guild's treated her. Now she wishes to speak with both of us. Quickly, we have no time to lose. Until next we meet, lad.
I have everything you asked for all ready to go.
I hope this deal goes through. I'm putting quite a bit of coin on the line, and the last two you set up fell through.
I don't understand it either. They were a sure thing, I swear.
I promise you, all your questions will be answered. You just have to trust me.
Okay, talk.
I promise you, all your questions will be answered. You just have to trust me. Brynjolf, the time has come to decide Mercer's fate. Until a new guildmaster is chosen, the decision falls to you.
Aye, lass. And I've come to a decision.
If you
Mercer
need marksman
tried to kill
training,
both
and
of
you've got the
He
coin...
betrayed the guild, murdered Gallus, and made us question our future. He needs to die.
We have to be very careful, Brynjolf. Mercer is a Nightingale, an agent of Nocturnal.
And it's all true. Everything I heard in the stories. The Nightingales, their allegiance to Nocturnal, and the Twilight Sepulchre.
Yes. That's why we need to prepare ourselves and meet Mercer on equal footing.
Just hope it stays there.
Just outside of Riften, beyond the southeast gate, is a small path cut up the mountainside. At the end of that path is a clearing, and an old standing stone. I'd ask you both to meet me there.
Have you ever laid eyes on such wealth?
Never. This is the best the guild's done since I've been a part of it.
I'm preparing to leave for the standing stone. What is it?
All right.
Hold a moment,
Go ahead.
Rune. What did you think about my idea?
Your idea to start a brothel, right? Do you want me to tell you exactly what I think?
No. All right. I need to head out and meet up with Carlisle.
Well, yes, please.
I think if Brynjolf
So
catches
where's the
wind of it,
next-
he'll boot you
I've
right
only
out of here.
turned around.
So
There it
drop
is.
it already.
Let's get away from these yams before they talk me half to death. I guess this thing closes on its own. There doesn't have a close option around here. All right. Let's just duck on through. All right, what's with the quest confusion here? Meet Carlisle at the Standing Stone. So let's just head outside of Riften. That should fix the confusion on the quest marker thing. All right. Turn the local thing off. And I need to head south to the Standing Stone. That's why it's making the look that it does. Okay.
Take this and hold on to it. I'll be back for it later. I'll pay you good. Don't lose it.
Now, explain
No
yourself.
time to talk. Snitch or double-cross me and I'll kill you. I mean it.
Uh-huh. I haven't got time for this. I have a Mercer Fray to kill. I probably should have grabbed Shadowmere, but he'll be available when I need him. It's not a standing stone, it's a city wall. Up this way. Okay, here's our standing stone. It's a stone and it's standing.
I'm glad you're here.
And what does all this mean?
This is the headquarters of the Nightingales, cut into the mountainside by the first of our kind. We've come to seek the edge we need to defeat Mercer Fray.
I like an edge. What kind do you have in mind?
If you'll follow me, I'll try to explain on the way.
Does this mean I'm supposed to become a Nightingale?
It's my hope that you will, yes. This way,
well,
please.
If you do, grab him and yell. Bastard stole from me.
What the hell? Stop.
It's just ahead. Please, keep following.
Well, then lead on. Putting my walking into slow mode so that I don't keep ramming into them.
So this is Nightingale Hall. I heard about this place when I joined the guild, but I never believed it existed.
The assumption that the Nightingales were just a myth was seeded within the guild on purpose. It helped divert attention from our true nature. What's wrong, Brynjolf? I can almost hear your brow furrowing.
I'm trying to understand why I'm here, lass. I'm no priest, and I'm certainly not religious. Why pick me?
This isn't about religion, Brynjolf. It's business.
Business, eh? Huh?
This is Nightingale Hall. You're the first of the uninitiated to set foot inside in over a century. Now, if you'll both proceed to the armory to don your Nightingale armor, we can begin the oath.
I think we should trust the lass and take the deal.
You're right. Besides, never turn down free armor. As long as it's worth taking. I got a feeling this will be. Okie doke. And activate the armor set. Okay, hood, gloves, armor, and boots. Alright. Armor, boots, hood. Gloves. Alright. Hey, how about that? A shroud thing that actually works. Alright. I like the armor. It looks cool. Checking briefly. Armor 52. Increases stamina by 40 points. Frost resistance by 50%. Boots. Muffled and move silent. Gloves. Lockpicking easier. One-handed 25% better. Hood. Illusion 17% cheaper. Alright. I like that.
Okay, lass. We've got these get-ups on. Now what?
Beyond this gate is the first step in becoming a Nightingale.
Whoa there, lass. I appreciate the armor, but becoming a Nightingale? That was never discussed.
Sure it
To
was.
hold any hope of defeating Mercer, we must have Nocturnal at our backs. If she's to accept you as one of her own, an arrangement must be struck.
What sort of arrangement? I need to know the terms.
The terms are quite simple, Brynjolf. Nocturnal will allow you to become a Nightingale and use your abilities for whatever you wish. And in return, both in life and in death, you must serve as a guardian of the Twilight Sepulchre.
Aye, there's always a catch. But at this point, I suppose there isn't much to lose. If it means the end of Mercer Frey, you can count me in.
What about you? Are you ready to transact the oath with Nocturnal?
Sure, why not? But let's pretend I'm not and tell me the terms.
By transacting the oath with Nocturnal, you're entering into a business deal. You'll be provided all of the power and knowledge befitting a Nightingale. You're free to use those powers as you see fit, to further your own goals, or the goals of the Thieves Guild.
Power and knowledge is good. I like that.
In return, you'll be required to defend the Twilight Sepulchre and everything within when the need arises. More importantly, upon your death, your spirit will be bound to the Twilight Sepulchre as one of its guardians.
And of course there's no going back.
Once the oath has been struck, the terms are binding. Knowing this, are you ready to undergo the ceremony?
Well, since I'm planning to live forever, yeah, sure.
Good. After I open the gate, please stand on the western circle.
All right. Let's do this. Western circle, which is handy-dandy marked out for me. Great. All right. Let's get this show on the road. And I get the feeling it is going to be a little bit of a show.
I call upon you, Lady Nocturnal, Queen of Murk and Empress of Shadow. Hear my voice.
Ah, Carlia. I was wondering when I'd hear from you again. Lose something, did we?
My lady, I've come before you to throw myself upon your mercy and to accept responsibility for my failure.
You're already mine, Carlia. Your terms were struck long ago. What could you possibly offer me now?
I have two others that wish to transact the oath, to serve you both in life and in death.
You surprise me, Carlia. This offer is definitely weighted in my favor.
My appetite for Mercer's demise exceeds my craving for wealth, Your Grace.
Revenge. How interesting. Very well. The conditions are acceptable. You may proceed.
Lady Nocturnal, we accept your terms. We dedicate ourselves to you as both your avengers and your sentinels. We will honor our agreement in this life and the next until your conditions have been met.
Very well. I name your initiates Nightingale, and I restore your status to the same, Carlyle. And in the future, I'd suggest you refrain from disappointing me again.
Okay. Nice purple glowy ball with a toad, but not a super exceedingly bad toad. Okay,
now that
Carlyle.
you've transacted the oath, it's time to reveal the final piece of the puzzle to you. Mercer's true crime.
Big one, I'm sure.
Mercer was able to unlock the guild's vault without 2 keys because of what he stole from the Twilight Sepulchre, the skeleton key. By doing this, he's compromised our ties to Nocturnal, and in essence, caused our luck to run dry.
So it unlocks any door.
Well, yes, but the key isn't only restricted to physical barriers. All of us possess untapped abilities, the potential to wield great power securely sealed within our minds. Once you realize the key can access these traits, potential becomes limitless.
Sounds like nobody needs to have this thing.
Good. Then you understand why this is about more than just Mercer's lust for power. If the key isn't returned to its lock in the Twilight Sepulchre, things will never be the same for the guild. As time passed, our luck would diminish to the point of non-existence, and whether you know it or not, our uncanny luck defines our trade.
Yeah, well, there's that returning stuff thing.
Very true. In our line of work, it's quite rare we set out to return a stolen item to its rightful owner.
Let's get it done.
Before we depart, Brynjolf has some business to discuss. I suggest you listen to him.
Listen, lad. There's one last piece of business we need to settle before we go after Mercer. The leadership of the guild. Listen, lad. There's one last piece of business we need to settle before we go after Mercer. The leadership of the guild.
And why are you talking to me about it?
Carlaya and I had a long discussion before you arrived here. Thanks to your efforts, Mercer's treachery has been exposed. After we deal with him, all that remains is restoring the guild to its full strength. As a result, we both feel that you have the potential of replacing Mercer as leader of the Thieves Guild.
I should have known that, but why don't you want the job?
I've been at this game a long time, my friend. A long time. I've stolen trinkets from nobles and framed priests for murder. I'm good at what I do, maybe even one of the best, but it's all I know. I've never been one to lead, never desired it, never cared for it, don't want it.
Well, how about that?
Well, we have a bit of an errand to run before your coronation, so don't get sentimental on me now.
Okay.
Then it's decided. When this is all over and Delvin's contacts assure me that we've regained our footing in Skyrim, we'll handle the details. Until then, we have quite the task ahead.
Let's do it.
I've been poring over the plans you brought us, and I'm convinced the eyes of the Falmer are in the Dwarven ruins at Erkenthan. Carlaya and I will meet you there. Prepare yourself, lad. This will be a fight to remember.
Think we stand a chance?
If you would have asked me that yesterday, I'd have said no, but now I think our chances have improved. Look, call me crazy if you like, but I trust Carlaya. I don't think she'd lead us down a suicidal path. Besides, I'd rather die with some of Mercer's blood on my blade than spend the rest of my life regretting that I ran the other way.
You got a point there.
If you would have asked me that yesterday, I'd have said no, but now... Look, call me... Besides, I'd rather die with some of Mercer's blood on my blade than spend the rest of my life regretting that I ran the other way.
I want you to say the bit for this part.
Aye, and some of what Carlaya said is starting to make sense. Mercer may have damaged our reputation and raided our coffers, but this goes well beyond even his twisted form of larceny.
Yeah.
Old Delvin kept calling it a curse, and we all laughed at him. Looks like the joke's on us.
Delvin knew what he was talking about.
Until next we meet, lad.
Even though he didn't know. All right. So now we head out of here, and I need to get things ready and get armed up and all equipped and ready to go, and then head on out to Erkenfand. And that is where we will continue this little party. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Bye-bye.